All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're not just going to read a verse from the Holy Quran, we're going to unlock it. We're diving deep into one single powerful line that, with the guidance of the 𝗍𝗵𝗲 reveals the very secrets of our creation and our destiny.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
هو الذي خلقكم من طين ثم قضى أجلا وأجل مسمى عنده ثم أنتم تمترون.
It is He who created you from clay, then ordained the term of your life. The specified term is with Him, and yet you are in doubt.
So let's start with a number. 70,000. What in the world could this massive number have to do with the verse we're looking at? Well, you see, before we can really appreciate the depth of a single line, we have to understand the sheer majesty of the chapter it belongs to. And this number, this is our first clue.
And there you have it. Imam Abu al-Hasan al-Ridha alayhi salam tells us that the 6th chapter of the Quran, Surah Al-An'am, didn't just get revealed, it descended all at once. And it was escorted by a celestial army of 70,000 angels, all singing the praises of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, this was a cosmic event, not just a revelation.
So, here's our game plan. We'll start with the chapter's incredible arrival, then we'll zoom right in on our verse of secrets. After that, we'll uncover our spiritual origin, explore the architecture of destiny, and finally find the ultimate antidote to doubt.
Okay, first up, let's really get into why this chapter, Surah Al-An'am, has such a special, revered status. Its arrival was, well, unlike pretty much any other.
Think about this for a second. Most of the Quran was revealed gradually, piece by piece over many years. But this chapter, it came down as one complete, powerful unit. And it wasn't alone. It had that angelic escort of 70,000. On top of that, the holy name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appears 70 times. And as Imam Abu Abdullah alayhi salam teaches us, if you recite it, you get the blessings of those very same angels, day and night. So the context here is huge. It tells us that every verse inside this chapter carries an exceptional weight.
And that brings us right to the heart of it. Tucked inside this majestic chapter is a verse that's like a key that unlocks two of the biggest questions we could ever ask. Where do we really come from, and where are we ultimately going? This is it, verse 2 of Surah Al-An'am. Before we unpack it, let's just take a moment and look at it in its original, sacred form, just as it was revealed. And here's the translation. Now, at first glance, it might seem pretty straightforward, but each part is an ocean of meaning. Created you from clay, ordained a term, a specified term with Him, and then that final piercing question. Then how come you are doubting? Let's break it down, starting from the very beginning. So what does it really mean that we were created you from clay? You know, we hear that and we think of our physical bodies. But through the teachings of the Imams, alayhim salam, we learn it goes so much deeper. We're talking about our spiritual DNA. This is where it gets absolutely fascinating. Imam Ali bin al-Hussein alayhi salam, he reveals that humanity actually comes from two different spiritual clays. First, there's Illiyeen. This is a sublime, pure heavenly clay. It's what the prophets, alayhim salam, were made from, body and soul. And the hearts of the believers, the mu'mineen, are also from this pure source. Then you have Sijeen, the base clay from which the disbelievers were created. Okay, now hold on, because this next part is a total game changer. The Imam, alayhi salam, explains that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then blended these two clays, and this single concept explains so much about the human condition. It's why a deeply faithful parent might have a child who strays, and vice versa. It's why a believer might slip and commit a sin. It's that trace of Sijeen in their physical makeup. And it's why someone who doesn't believe might do something incredibly good and kind. And this quote just nails it. The Imam alayhi salam is telling us that even with this blend, our spiritual core, our heart, is always pulled back home. The hearts of the believers will always long for that pure origin of Illiyeen, while the hearts of the disbelievers are drawn to their own source. Our actions might fluctuate, but our spiritual compass is fixed. All right, so now we understand our spiritual origins. Let's move to the next part of the verse, which explains our destiny. It says, then He ordained a term, and there is a specified term with Him. Now, this isn't just repeating the same idea. The Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam make it clear. These are two totally different kinds of decrees that shape our lives. So what is the difference?
𝗵𝗵𝗵 𝗖𝗵 explains it perfectly. On one hand, you have the ordained term. This is the Mahthoom decree. It's inevitable. It is absolute, set in stone, and completely unchangeable. Think of it as the foundation of the cosmic plan. But then you have the specific term. This one is suspended. It's subject to what we call Bada, divine alteration. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can move it forward or delay as He wills. This is the dynamic part of our destiny. And this specified term, this is where our lives really get personal. The Imam 𝗍𝗍 explains this is the term that's given to the angel of death on Laylat al-Qadr, the night of power. But, and this is crucial, it can be changed by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the arena where our prayers, our good deeds, our charity, they can have a real impact, possibly changing our fate. And while the specifics are veiled from us, it's a realm of incredible hope and personal responsibility. Now, just to make this crystal clear, check out this example. Imam Abu Ja'far, alayhi salam, was asked if a huge future event, the rise of al-Sufyani, could possibly be changed. His answer was emphatic. He swore by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no. It is from the ordained ones. This shows us that while parts of our individual destinies are flexible, some major cosmic events are absolutely locked in. They're part of that unchangeable, inevitable plan. So, we've covered our spiritual DNA and the two-tiered system of destiny. Now we're finally ready to face that powerful question at the end of the verse. Then how come you are doubting? You see, the verse itself gives us the cure for doubt. First, you have to acknowledge your origin, that as a believer, your very heart is made from the same pure stuff as the prophets, alayhim salam. Second, you understand destiny's design, that there's a grand, unchangeable plan, but also a dynamic space for your own life to play out. Once you really internalize these two massive truths, doubt just melts away. It becomes illogical. You realize nothing is random. It's all part of a perfect, intentional system from a God who is both all-powerful and all-merciful. And this, right here, is the incredible gift we get from the teachings of the Ahl Bayt alayhim salam. They don't just give us rules to follow, they give us profound clarity. They clarify where we come from. They explain the complex system of our destiny. And by doing that, they give us the tools to get rid of doubt and replace it with a deep, unshakable certainty. So we're going to end right where the verse ends, with its question aimed directly at us. Knowing that your spiritual core is pure, and knowing that your life is unfolding within a perfect divine system that has both fixed realities and merciful flexibility, then how come you are doubting? It's a question to really sit with, a powerful reminder of the certainty that's waiting for us inside this one amazing verse.
O God, bless Muhammad and his household. Clothe me in your well-being. Wrap me in your well-being. Fortify me through your well-being. Honor me with your well-being. Free me from need through your well-being. Donate to me your well-being. Bestow upon me your well-being. Spread out for me your well-being. Set your well-being right for me, and separate me not from your well-being in this world and the next. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, and make me well with a well-being sufficient, healing, sublime, growing, a well-being that will give birth to well-being in my body, a well-being in this world and the next. Oblige me through health, security, and safety in my religion and body, insight in my heart, penetration in my affairs, dread of you, fear of you, strength for the obedience which you hast commanded for me, and avoidance of the disobedience which you hast prohibited for me. O God, oblige me through the Hajj, the Umrah, and visiting the graves of your messenger. Your blessings, mercy, and benedictions upon him and upon his household, and the household of your messenger. Upon them be peace, for as long as you causest me to live, in this year of mine, and in every year, and make that accepted, thanked, and mentioned before you, and stored away with you.